Hello guys, I'm Christian and I would like to show you guys what I built this last week. It's an AI assistant, something similar to VSCode, cursor on VSCode. So it's not for coding as those other assistants. It's specialized for performing GitHub operations. So you just have a single connection to an MCP server, the GitHub official MCP server, and through the extension you can perform GitHub operations using natural language. And it's from creating a GitHub repository to creating the issues and the epics and even pull requests directly from the editor using natural language and AI assist. So I will just show you how it works, how to set it up, and I'm going to do some little flows with it so you can also try it and give me what you tell me what you think in the comment section of the video. So the prerequisite you need to have it running, you just need VS Code. Naturally, you need VS Code as it's a VS Code extension. You need to have Milvus. Milvus is a vector database. You need to have it running locally on your computer, maybe in Docker. Mine is running in Docker. It's pretty easy to have it running in Docker. You can just go to the official website and search for it. It's a single command and just have it running. Perfect. So once you have Milvus running, you need to generate a GitHub personal access token to and give it the required permissions, repository management, issue management, and all the like. So you give it based on your preferences. There are a lot of videos online on how to do that. So once you have that, you're ready to go. There are two ways of connecting to the GitHub MCP server. Either connect locally or you have it connect to the remote server. In this video, I will be connecting to it locally. I have the binary installed on my computer and I'm just going to pass the path to the binary. But you can also try connecting to it the remote server. It's still going to work. So let's just get started to it and see how it works. So the first thing you have to do here is download the extension and open it in any of your projects. For example, download the project, the extension. The name is NYS. There it is. I already have it installed, so you have to make sure you have the latest version, which is the 4.5.5. So you have to make sure you have the latest version. Okay. Once you have the latest version, you also have to have the Milvus vector database running locally and with your GitHub personal access. So let me show you where to place all this configuration. So it's pretty simple to have it running. Yeah, it works using config files. There are two folders you have to create first. You have the .mini folder and the .mis folder. I'm going to explain these folders in a while. The .mini folder, in the .mini folder, you create a config.yaml. This is where you're going to place your config file. The extension naturally reads the config directly from this .mini folder in this config.yaml. So in this config.yaml, the only thing you have to change is your GitHub access token and how you want to connect to it. These are the language models, the language model providers. You have Entropy, OpenAI, and Gemini. In this video, I'm going to be using Entropy for my chat completion model as my chat completion model and Gemini as my embedding model. So this is my Gemini key here and my Entropy key. But if you have OpenAI keys, you will see those same here. Change this to OpenAI and set your OpenAI key. So okay, that is how you set it up and my GitHub personal token. And this is the path to the binary, the MCP server binary I have locally on my. Since I am connecting to the binary, I set the server type to SVI. But if you have to connect to a remote server, you have to change this to standard and you pass the endpoint to the remote server here. Okay. So let's get started with it and see how it works. So once you install it, you're going to see this little icon, that MCP AI chat. You click on it and you open chat here. Good. Now the chat is open. So you should see these three buttons here. I'm going to explain the functionalities of the three buttons. The AI command passing, you always want to have it on because this is what is going to read your natural language prompts and convert them into tools the MCP server can understand. This should be always set on. And this context aware button now is to have the extension read files from this .NIS folder here. This .NIS folder now contains um, flows you want the MCP server to read. For example, if you have a complete flow of creating a repository, creating issues, assigning them certain labels, and creating repository, you want to place them in the .NIS folder in the setup.ng file. For example, here you can see in this .NIS folder, I just set two flows, create a repository and create an issue in the repository. But you could add as many flows as you want until it doesn't exceed the token limit. So let's see how it works. For now, I'm going to toggle this off, the context aware functionality. I'm going to toggle it off so you can just use the normal prompt I'm sending here without reading additional context from here. And before I do that, you should be wondering about how the architecture works. I'm going to add the link to the architecture diagram in the video description so you can take a look at it. And if you have any questions, you can just tell me in the comment section. So let's see. I'm going to, for example, tell him to list the issues I have in one of my repositories. These issues in the repository, name, for example, I might tell him to do this. Tell him to list the issues I have in this repository within the file. Okay, if you can. Okay, so now let's try sending a natural prompt. Let's just test the flow of asking the extension perform something for us on GitHub. For example, I might ask him to list the issues in one of my repositories. List the issues in repository. Mhm. Yeah. So since we don't want it to read additional context from the .NIS folder, we're going to set this context away functionality off so the only form we have to handle is. So we want it to list the issues in the tree. So let's send that on. So the response will be there in a while, be able to list the issues I have, the issues I have in the issues. But as you can see, it just displays the raw text format, the issues I have in this. I haven't handled the response yet. The responses are still in raw format yet. That is the activity. Now we've seen this flow, let's see the other flow with the context aware functionality set on. Okay, so now we are going to set up our GitHub infrastructure using this description file here, which is found in the .NIS folder. So what we want to do is we want to create a repository and create an issue. We could do many other operations like creating a repository, creating pull requests directly in a flow using this file. But for this video, we're just going to do these two operations here, creating the repository and the issue. So let's do it. So I'm just going to say set up my GitHub as from the context. So we ensure the context aware functionality is toggled on before doing that. Okay. So let's send that. So once that is going to be done, I'm going to move to my GitHub account so we can actually see the repository being created and the issue. So that should be good in a while. As you can see, the issue has been created successfully and the repository created successfully. So let me just open that so you can see it's fine. I will go open that here. I'll come to my GitHub. It was test minus 00, the name of the repository. So let's go to it. Great. As you can see, The repository has been created, fine, and the issue too, and that is the issue first epic, as we said. So as you can see here, it actually saves us a lot of time, especially for project managers, scrum masters, going to GitHub, creating issues, assigning them epic labels, assigning them milestones and all the like. It's actually consuming a lot of time. If you could just have one language model generate you a description file for that, and then you can just add that into your setup.md in the NYS folder, and then the AI assistant here will just handle the rest for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be waiting for your feedbacks and comments. I want to know what you think of it. So, ciao.